I won $100,000 after winning America's Next Top Model in 2017, and here is the story of my biggest financial mistake of my life.
I owe TJ Maxx $9,562.30.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of The Red Pill. Our goal is to spread financial education and help everyone see the reality. Today, we've got some big spenders whose wrong financial decisions have made life literally unbearable. Yo, check this out and let me know what you think in the comment below.
What's the worst financial decision you've ever made? Because some people would say that mine is investing money into an apartment that I don't own, but actually the worst financial decision I ever made was taking all of the Bitcoin that I had in Robinhood, selling it, and then rebuying it in Celsius a few years ago, because Celsius, if you stored your Bitcoin on their app, they would pay you interest weekly, because they would take your Bitcoin and lend it out to people and pay you interest on top of that, split their earnings with you. So at one point I was making $700 a week just by having my Bitcoin in there. And I continued to buy Bitcoin because Bitcoin is going up, and I was so excited, and I was making all this money off it, and I was like, this is so great, I'm gonna have so much money. But you know what they say? Not your keys, not your Bitcoin. If you store your crypto on a third-party app, it doesn't actually fully belong to you. Things can happen. Things can happen, and I knew that things could happen. So anyway, Celsius filed for bankruptcy. They've paused transfers for most people indefinitely. I cannot get my money out. I have more than a full Bitcoin in there. I was so proud of myself when I worked my way up to a full Bitcoin. It took me a few years, but I got there, and now that money isn't mine anymore, and you just have to laugh. This is why. Never invest more money than you can stand to lose. I mean, that's a lot of money, but at this point, I just have to laugh.
So I have calculated all of our debt because that's something that I want to tackle and get it down as low as possible. I didn't realize how far in debt we were. I don't even want to say this number. We are, not including our mortgage, everything but our mortgage. Student loans, car payments, credit cards, home equity, $178,745. Why did we do that? Minimum payments calculated together are $3,562.72. The things that we could be doing with that $3,500. So come with me to figure out how we're gonna do this. I'm gonna be selling things. I'm gonna be trying TikTok Shop. I'm gonna continue to update, but I'm posting this because I want to be accountable. I want to share what works for me. This is just the beginning, but why?
So we're asking for auditions, okay? I need a financial supervisor and a stepmom. You want a stepmom? Okay. So let me tell you why I need a financial supervisor. So, as a man, we don't buy a lot of things that are on sale. Women, y'all go out, y'all buy things on sale, and that's always the excuse you always hear. It's always on sale. There was a sale. So for men, it's hunting, fishing, or tools, pretty much, and those things very rarely ever go on sale. But, life hack, man, I'll tell you this. If you buy enough of it, they'll give you a discount. Let me show y'all what I bought. So this is why I need a financial advisor and somebody to take my credit card away from me. Yeah.
Okay, God, and
It's getting bad around here. Lane's even noticing it. In all fairness, I blame it on him. I even got a new fishing rod for him. See? Yep. So, anybody want to sign up?
yay!
See? Gotta sign up now. Say bye.
Bye.
Bye. Y'all have a great day. It's Lord's Sunday. I hope everybody that's going to church is going to church. Hope everybody else just has a great Sunday. Okay? Y'all have a wonderful day.
Next up on this new series of poor financial decisions made by divas so that you don't have to feel so bad about your financial decisions, let's talk about my 60% interest loan. You heard that correct. Hi, if you're new here, my name is Diva. I was the diva of bad financial decisions. I'm no longer that person. I'm just trying to get out from under this. But you can feel better about yours. I promise you, you will. Because when you see what I signed off on, let's just say I hadn't ever actually looked at the interest rate until tonight, and my jaw hit the floor. It's not a payday loan either. I like to reveal the names of the companies, but I don't want anybody to go. He was wrong. My interest rate is 64.78%. I I financed $4,500, and the finance charge is $8,836.75. I would pay a total of $13,336.75. I am a wonder at making financial decisions in the past. It gets worse. Final payment date, if I just paid the minimum, is Friday, January 14th, 2028. I financed this bad boy for 5 years. But the most depressing part is that I did $4,500 and I've been paying on it for an actual year because I funded it on October 2nd, 2023. And my remaining loan balance is $4,175.81. They take out $118 every 2 weeks. I hope you feel better.
I'm so tired of living paycheck to paycheck. I just waited for the mailman to show up so I could get my paper check in the mail that I've been waiting for weeks. So I could come to the bank and deposit it. But because I have negative money in my account, I'm only going to get like a little bit of it because like I can only access $100 for the first day. So I'm probably going to have like $60 today. I haven't gone grocery shopping in probably a month. We have like no food to eat for dinner except for like mac and cheese and ramen. I have $300 electric bill that's overdue. My phone bill's overdue. I just gave my husband my last paycheck from last week so we could pay the mortgage 2 weeks late. And in 10 days or 11 days, the mortgage for next month is due. So it's like this paycheck isn't even like, why do I even have it? Like they might as well take my paycheck and just send it to all my bills. Like what's the point in me even getting my paycheck? It's like annoying. Like I'm not going to see it anyway. Not only that, but in like 3 weeks, I have to pay for summer camp because school's almost over. So it's like, that's another $700-800 that I have to come up with to pay for summer camp. And if I don't pay for summer camp, guess who can't work because their kid is going to be at home with them? Me. So obviously that's going to be like a major to do. Like I can't not pay summer camp. Not only do I have a personal loan and medical bills up the wazoo, like literally I have like a bill for like $3,000 from the hospital. I have like an $8,000 personal loan that was a consolidation loan from like a bunch of loans that I had. I haven't paid them in like 7 months. I owe them so much money. They call me like twice a day, dude. Like collections calls, fucking, and all I'm doing every day is doing my best. And I literally can't get ahead. Like I can't get ahead. I wake up and I fucking work. And these people are after me for money. And I'm like, dude, I'm literally trying my best. What do you want from me? I have side gigs here and there, like OF. Once in a while, I'll make like $60. But like, that's not really consistent. And like, I'm a painter. Like, I have a ladder in the back of my car. I'm a painter, right? So like, today, I literally didn't have enough tools to do my job. And I was like, I can't do this right now. Like, I don't have the fucking shit that I need for my job. Like, I can't even fucking work, dude. Like, I'm so stressed. I literally can't. I can't fucking do this anymore.
Do you know the biggest, worst financial mistake I've ever made? Financing a car. Why didn't I listen to my dad when I sold my first car that he kindly bought for me and put that money down on a deposit on a finance car? He literally said, you're more or less stuck now, unless you want to pay like a balloon payment at the end, which is like $7,000. Why did I do it? Because the irony is, that particular car got written off. Then, silly me, got this huge insurance payout and put that money down on an even more expensive car. But only me can pay their monthly payments back on my salary. I don't have a salary right now because I'm on maternity leave, which means a huge chunk of money of my maternity pay is going on a car that just sits and runs me to and from Morrison's or to my mum and dad's. And it's not even a brand new car, it's a 2018 plate, but it's costing me an absolute fortune. And I'm just so pissed off with myself. Here I am, literally, I emailed them on Monday to see if they could get me a cheaper car. Because as I've gotten older, I've realised that actually, who cares if you haven't got a flash car? I'm 23 years old, I don't need a flash car. The worst part is I literally look back and the insurance payout that I got could have been like a 5% house deposit. But here we are renting. Honestly, I wish that my dad could control my bank account. It actually makes me feel sick. I could be in such a different position right now. Thank God I paid extra for gap insurance because it literally paid off my finance for the car that got written off, and then I just got the remaining lump sum back. And I still look at it now and I'm like, why? Why did I use that money to get another car on finance, an expensive car on finance? I literally could have put money down on a house, on a 5% deposit. Don't get me wrong, it's not a massive deposit, but it's still a deposit. Now I literally spunked it up the wall. Anyone else feel me? Because it's just the worst fucking thing I ever did.
I blew $30,000 when I turned 18. When I was 5 years old, we got in a super crazy car accident and we got crazy insurance money out of it, all of us. Mine just happened to be like a bunch because I had a lot of trauma to me and a lot of injuries. Could not touch that money until I turned 18. So on my 18th birthday, my mom and I literally that following weekend drove to New Jersey and cashed my check. I had $30,000 just sitting in my bank account. Insane as an 18-year-old. That day I went and looked at cars, bought my little Jeep. I did not want a car payment, so I just wanted to pay cash. So I went and I bought a car for that. That was probably 10 grand, maybe a little over. I had probably a little over 20,000 left to kind of just have for myself. You think me being the owner of this money now, say, you know what, Mom and Dad, I don't want to touch this. Can you put this away in a savings account that I can't touch, that I can't see, and I won't be tempted? I put that in my PNC 0.1% APY savings account. And then I went into freshman year of college and went around asking every single person what they wanted and what I could buy for them. Swiping my card. You guys want to go to the mall? Sure, let's go buy 4 new pairs of shoes. You guys want to go out? I'll pay for dinner for 10 people. Like, what? What is wrong with me? You guys want new purses? Everyone gets a Michael Kors. You know how people are like, oh, if you could go back in time and tell yourself like one thing, what would you tell them? I would tell myself to not be a stupid idiot. Don't waste $20,000 on stupid stuff when you're a freshman in college. But you know what? Learn from your mistakes. I'm 25 now and I have learned to be smart with my money, and I think I can resonate with a lot of people who are in their early 20s who don't know how to manage their money and don't know what to do with their money. So that is my new purpose in life, is to speak from my experience with the experience that I had, and don't blow it.
I won $100,000 after winning America's Next Top Model in 2017, and here is the story of my biggest financial mistake of my life. So after I won the show, they actually gave me a check for $100,000. Boom, baby, I'm rich. And for some reason, my little itty-bitty undeveloped brain thought that that meant it was $100,000 post-tax. Like, they obviously already took out the game show tax because I got a check for $100,000. Newsflash, not the case. So anyways, I go and spend the $100,000. I paid $60,000 for an apartment in New York, but I had a roommate pay me back, and then I subleased it and they paid me back. Anyways, it wasn't that horrible of an investment, but obviously not the smartest thing I could have done. And then the rest of the money I spent taking my family on like nice dinners, and I bought 1 pair of shoes. And anyways, I spent the entire $100,000. I also got a car. Like, yeah, I spent the money, okay? What I should have done was put aside 35 to 40% of the money for taxes so that I'd be ready to pay that. But I didn't do that. I spent it all. And so I spent the next several years paying back the money in taxes to the IRS. Whenever you watch a game show and you see like, oh my God, they won $10,000 or they won a new car or whatever it is, just take that with a grain of salt, because not only are they going to be taxed on the actual cashola that they bring home, but like when you get a free car, you don't really get a free car. You have to pay the taxes and then all the other things that come with winning a prize on television. For the $1 million that you win on Survivor, you probably got to pay like $400,000 in taxes. That's nuts. But anyways, anytime I talk about this, people always freak out and they're like, oh my God, you're such an idiot. It's like, yeah, I was kind of an idiot. That's why I'm making this video in hindsight, okay? Lesson learned, and yeah, always prepare for taxes, everyone.
What's the worst episode that you've done where you look back and this person's in the worst financial position?
Someone that I haven't had an update from, and I'm really sad about that. When I was first doing the show and not a single episode was released, we recorded 4 episodes, and I put out a call in Austin for anyone to come on the show. I'd give them like $50, which is like all I had at the time. There was someone with $250,000 in private student loan debts at variable high interest rates. I can't imagine what those interest rates are like now, because they were at 10% then. They started at like $150. In only a few years, wow, they went to $250,000. They're going to be $1 million before she knows it, and she really doesn't utilize it's for social.
Welcome back to round 2 of I Made a Financial Decision, and you get to sit here and watch me unbox it, because quite frankly, I can't make any more of these financial decisions, but if I get any dollars back from it, hey, I'm winning in the end. So I think this is what I think it is, and this would basically be the end of my online purchases. Timing could not have been more perfect, because honestly, what do you think I got in the mail? I, in fact, got it, and yes, you're gonna be like, Hunter, don't you already have? I sure do. I sure do, and there's no more coming. This is it. I got my have a seat. We're good. So, I did find out, this guy right here is a fake version of QQ from the Have a Seat collection. Are you done? Also, okay, so now that you're done singing, he sits up like that. So we're gonna put you right there. Let's see how this goes, everyone. I was gonna say join with the secret, but this isn't like the big into energies. This comes in a cute pouch though. Have a seat. Oh my god, it just hit my face. What do we think it is, everyone? That's actually so cute. That's actually so cute. I actually love this color. Oh my god, this is actually so cute. Oh my god, so this is Cece. I'm actually so okay with this. Look at the color. Thumbnail. Okay, thank you. Please watch this, like it, and maybe like keep looking and comment so I get money, so I don't feel too bad about this. Thank you.
Credit card debt is not fun, okay? I have so much money on my credit cards. They're all pretty much maxed out. I couldn't keep up with the payments, and I think almost all of them, my accounts are closed. That's not good, but I will tell you this, it's like going through a detox, because things that I would just be like, oh, I'll just put on a credit card, I can't do that anymore. Those accounts are closed. Those cards are gone. The only money I have comes from my paycheck, and that money goes towards necessities, which is the big thing that I've had to learn to differentiate the needs from the wants. So all my friends get to go do fun things, I am having to pay off credit card debt. It has taught me to be content with what I already have. It has helped me utilize places like the library. It has helped me declutter because I've had to sell things to make my bills. This is probably like the worst year of my life financially, but I think I've grown up a lot and I'm kind of happy about it.
My older son the other day asked me for a BMX bike. And what do you think my response to that was? We were actually at a liquor store and we were driving back home. And he was actually on Facebook Market. He was trying to find a BMX bike. And he was like, Mom, I want a BMX bike. Can you get it for me? My response to him was, Hijo, yo no tengo dinero. And he's like, Mom, he's like, I just want it from Facebook Market. He's like, they're not even that expensive. He's like $80. And again, my response was, Hijo, no tengo dinero. Like, for real, no tengo dinero. Like, all I have is $30 in my account. His response was, oh shit. He's like, it's okay, Mom. He's like, I'll find a way to save money for it. And that response, like, I don't want to get emotional because I just don't want to, but it just broke my heart when he said that. It broke my heart with his response. I feel like I'm not doing enough as a mom for my kids. At school, he goes to a class that he attends, and they give him a $25 gift card. I know that for him, those $25 mean a lot to him. That mom guilt kicked in when he said that he wanted to save up for it. I feel like I have failed him as a mom because I can't give him what he wants. It's the worst feeling. I think that if you are financially struggling, then you understand what I mean when your kids are constantly asking you for things and you don't have it like that. And so I made a promise to myself that I was going to work very, very hard on my videos to get a little bit of money so I can surprise him with the BMX bike. I just wanted to share that because I was having like a self-reflection moment.
So here are the 2 worst financial decisions I've made in my 20s, and this is from someone who doesn't have a 6-figure net worth but does like to talk about money and is trying to get to a 6-figure net worth, but just a regular person, right? The first one is not paying off my student loans as fast as I could have when I got out of university. At that time, a lot of people were telling me, don't worry about it. It's low interest. Just make the minimum payments and you'll be fine. It's not a big deal. People were trying to make it seem like it's normal to have that type of debt. However, I wish someone would have just been a little more honest with me and had said, you know what? Right now in your 20s, yes, you're not making as much as you will make when you're older. However, you have the least amount of responsibilities and the least amount of bills that you will probably ever have. And while I did travel in my 20s and I had a great time, a lot of the money that I wasted was on clothes and just things that I can't even remember. And I was making a decent amount. So it's like, yeah, that probably should have went to the student loans. Let's be honest. And number 2, please hear me when I say this. If you're in your 20s right now and you're hearing this, you're hearing it for a reason. Please start investing. Please start investing. I remember hearing this in my 20s and I would always say, oh, I'm so busy right now, I'll look into it next week. Oh, I'm so busy right now, I'll look into it next month. And I never did. And then I left the US. And by the time my frontal lobe developed, and I was like, oh my God, I should have been investing this entire time. I wasn't in the US, so I couldn't open a brokerage account and I couldn't start investing. And listen, right now, you have so many opportunities to learn about investing online. And I'm not talking about shady things. I'm just talking about investing in index funds, stable things that you leave the money in there for a long time and you don't touch it until you're retired. And if that seems really daunting to you, please see if your company is offering a 401k and enroll in it. Please don't be like me. Please don't be like me. I remember hearing this exact conversation from someone else and I never took action. I'm sorry, but we just can't save our way into retirement. So those are my 2 financial mistakes that I made.
Here are the 2 worst financial mistakes I ever made. And this is coming from a normal person. I'm not super financially successful, but I'm also not a disconnected rich person who's going to tell you, well, after I sold my 6th property, then I didn't quite get the return on the 7th property. No, it's nothing like that. For people that are closer to my situation, you know, you're starting to have some money that you're looking to save up or invest or whatever. These are 2 of the worst mistakes I ever made. Number 1, sports gambling. Don't do it. The only way I can tell you it's okay to sports gamble is if you have a healthy relationship with gambling, and that is that like you can put the occasional small amount of money on a game to, you know, just kind of have a good time with your friends or something like that. Gambling is an addiction just like any drug, just like anything else. But instead of hurting your body or your brain, it's going to kill your bank account. It is a sickness. It will get into your brain and it will destroy your financial life way faster than you realize. Like my story with gambling was when I first started gambling on sports, I went up $7,000 within the first 4 months, right? The needle was in me. Okay. I was like, oh, I could probably never work again. I could just do this full time, blah, blah, blah. Going insane. Okay. Probably within a month or 2 of gaining that $7,000, I had lost all of it and then also down an additional $1,000. And then ever since that point, all I did was lose. I would win a little bit and then I would lose twice that amount until eventually I lost $12,000. So it's like alcohol. If you can maintain a very healthy, moderate relationship with it, then that's fine. But as soon as you understand that it's becoming a problem, as soon as you understand that it's becoming an addiction, you cannot do it. I'm telling you right now, it's designed to infect your brain. You will not win. This business wouldn't exist if you were going to win. People don't win. The companies win. The second thing is another form of gambling, the stock market. And I'm not telling people not to invest in the stock market. You should absolutely, if you're able to, put money into the stock market. But don't fool yourself into thinking that you're going to become a day trader. That is a mistake that I made, like a lot of people in 2020. I thought, oh, I'm going to become a day trader. I know a lot about stocks. Blah, blah, blah. No, I know nothing. There are people that dedicate their entire lives to studying financials, studying stocks, that are still wrong all the time. If you're one of those people that is your job is to study financial reports and understand companies, then that is when like actual day trading makes sense. The mistake that I made is that all of my money the entire time should have been going into long-term index funds. What I did was I took a bunch of money, I put it into certain stocks. Some of them did all right, so I was like, oh, I know what I'm doing, blah, blah, blah. And then I put a bunch of money into other stocks, and a bunch of them tanked, okay? The only stocks that have performed well consistently over time are long-term index funds. So if you're just going to dump your money in and forget about it, which is what you should do unless you are trying to day trade, which again, you shouldn't, unless you're trying to make that your long-term career, which you shouldn't, okay? Dump money into ETFs, forget about it, let it rise over time. It's going to crash. It will crash. That's an inevitability. People doomsday every year. Oh, the stock market crash is coming. Yeah, it's going to happen. It's going to happen, okay? Keep investing. Keep putting money in, whether the stock market is high, whether the stock market is low. Pick index funds, dump it in, leave it, let it grow over time. The ones I recommend are the S&P, VTI, and VOO. Those are the ones that I'm most heavily invested in. So if you're like, wherever you're at in life, if you're starting to get to the point where you have some savings, you're starting to think about investing money, don't do those things. There are two things that I screwed up that I now have the benefit of hindsight to tell you, do not do it.
What is one of the worst financial decisions or mistakes you've ever made? I'll go first. I changed my insurance premium trying to save a couple dollars, took off the gap insurance, took off the rental insurance, made my deductible high as hell, and then guess what? Got in an accident about a month later and had to pay out of pocket like crazy. Didn't have a car for like a month and still had to get to work and make things shake. So yeah, that's me. That's one of my worst financial decisions. What about you? Tell me in the comments, what are some of your worst financial mistakes? Hey, this is a safe space. Because maybe somebody's scrolling through this video about to make a bad decision. They see the comments and they be like, you know what? I'm not doing that. Fuck that. And to be honest, I've made a lot of bad financial decisions. But I could have made a lot more. Sometimes you can see other people's situation and be like, you know what? Nah, not for me. So what are some of your worst financial decisions or mistakes? So me and everybody else can know we don't need to be doing that.
It comes to no surprise that people make poor decisions, especially if you follow my page when it comes to financial literacy. I get so many messages on people wanting me to make a decision for them on what car they should buy, on how to fix their credit, on what they need to do to have a game plan to become financially better. You're gonna have to think for yourself. Everything starts with you. And I think it speaks volume when you need to have somebody make a decision for you because you are incapable of understanding the complexities that are so simple in front of you and decipher whether or not this is going to be a good decision for you, a good investment for you, whether it's spiritually, mentally, fiscally, physically, relationship-wise, whatever it is, you need external validation instead of internal validation, and that's the whole point of consumerism, and this is how we break those shackles. This economy is so gamified. Credit cards are gamified with points. You can get this points if you spend this much. You can get this if you spend this. Vehicles are gamified. If you have this specific brand, you will go into this social status. And the reality is they're selling you a dream and you're buying into a nightmare, especially if you are not financially prepared. Perfect example, Range Rover right behind me, brand new, was 130, 140K. Now this one's selling for $35,000, $40,000. And this is only 4 years old. We can't blame lack of education. There are so many videos, so much information out there. It's just laziness. It's ignorance. It's hypocrisy. It's I know better than everybody else. I know better than the people that make good decisions and are financially better, are spiritually better, are mentally better because my plan, my way, and it's all about me. Me, ego. And I have a car dealership. And till this day, even with all the videos, all the exposure that I get, people still come in the dealership and get 25% loans, 30% loans. And I'm here as an established business to make money. It's not my job to walk you away and tell you no. You have to have that direction in your life to understand when to walk away, when to accept, when to reject, etc. This is why so many stories on my page are just sad. People are literally working themselves to death. They are just working to pay their bills. They get themselves in crazy situations. They're paying $1,500 a month for a car. They're paying $3,000 for a mortgage, and they make $4,000 a month. We're carrying over $500 of debt every month. We got to make that up somehow. People are playing it so close to the neck. And the thing is, a lot of these stories, they don't have to. All they had to do was step down from their ego, step down from their expectations, and get something cheaper. And they would have been enjoying life better. They would have been able to go and eat out every weekend. They would have been able to get their nails done. They would have been able to get that gift that they wanted to get for themselves. They would have been able to do this. This is for men, women, whoever it is. And this video isn't to clear my conscience because I sell vehicles and people will take whatever interest rate that they're approved for. I say this because I've been in crippling debt. I've had my cars repossessed. I've been hood rich. I've had that mentality, and it is such a hard mentality to break. Consumerism is a psychological game that you have to play and you have to win. You cannot let somebody else dictate those terms, those conditions for you. You cannot let somebody make that decision for you. Wants and needs, two different things. And these wants, if you can walk away from a financial disaster, I'm telling you, it'll help you with your spirituality, it'll help you with your mental focus, your mental capability, because if you know that you really wanted this car and you said no to it because it didn't make sense, you'll make better decisions in other aspects of your life. So let's stay motivated. So let's all come together, break these shackles, make better decisions, turn generational pain into generational wealth, and start making better decisions, because these decisions not only reflect one aspect in your life, they transcend into other aspects in your life and all the other verticals in your life. And it's just sad to see that this is a constant battle for people and they're struggling when they don't have to. They just got to make better, smarter decisions.
I like this car. I'm not going to get rid of it.
That's disgusting.
Maybe we can revisit it, but at the moment, no. I'm not.
No,
willing
you're
to get
saying
rid of
that
the
to
car.
move on.
Yeah,
That's fucking bullshit.
I'm not going to get rid of it.
You. What a joke. Good job, mother of kids who you can make their lives better if you were actually willing to sacrifice for a little bit. Come on. What a joke. You disgust me right now.
Okay.
That pisses me off. That pisses me off. You have the easiest path to get towards this, and you could take it and accelerate $500 a month, a little more, maybe an extra $50 a month with car insurance towards your debt. Pay off your debt. It'll be quicker. You, I know. Come on. I've been through the process. I paid off debt. I've helped other people pay off the debt. We've done 3 years. We teach classes on this. Okay? We've built programs. I've talked to experts. We've worked with experts. This is the clear path. The alternative. No one would suggest the alternative. Come on.
I will take a harder path to not get rid of my car. I'm not.
Oh, TJ Maxx, $9,562.30. Welcome to my new series where we expose Diva's bad financial decisions so that you can feel better about yours. Who is Diva? That's me. I'm the diva of bad financial decisions, or at least I used to be. Why am I exposing these? Because you've asked. And I'm trying to pay off my Affirm and Klarna loans. So as you can see, it's $9,562.30 that I owe. Now you are seeing a over limit because this account is closed. It's in hardship. It is officially on 0% for 60 months. So this will probably be the last thing I pay off simply because it is 0%. Every time I make a payment, it goes down. Prior to entering hardship, if I only made the minimum payment, which was a little over $300 a month, $250 if I wasn't paying a late fee that month, was 22 years, and it would total $32,199 with an interest rate on purchases of 32.24%. That is stupid. Remember, this was the past, not the present. I got charged in 2024 $190 in late fees. A total interest of $1,583.34 was charged. Yes, I was still using my cards. And my total interest paid was $2,518. And when I say my card was still being used, it was being used for bills, as I had a deficit long before I started getting out of debt. Don't make bad financial decisions.
So yesterday I sold my wedding ring and I drained our savings so that we can have the money to file bankruptcy. Here's the money to be able to file. I'm here now waiting for my appointment at 10. We've been debating on doing this for a while, but today's the day we're actually going to do it, and it's going to be 2 to 3 weeks before we sign and everything's a done deal. But we thought long and hard about this, and we feel like that's the only way that we can get some relief. My husband's not very happy about the fact that I sold my ring, but we needed the money quick, and I wanted to be able to pay in full today. But he's not happy with me, and he's also not happy that the savings, we have no more savings now. It's gone. We're going to be doing a Chapter 7, and so we're going to keep the house and car, but like the credit cards, all of that will be discharged. And it's kind of giving us a fresh start, which is what we need, because I have been stressing out of my mind over the amount of bills and debt that we have. But on another note, I am super grateful for the little bit of money I've been making here on TikTok. That's going to be a big help to try to build our savings back up, because we currently, our floor in our house and one spot is about to fall through because trailers are made like trash. And the only thing holding it up is the little vinyl flooring right now. And I can feel that the hole's gotten worse, and I'm scared I'm about to break through it. All from a water leak. So we need to build that savings up quick so that when that floor breaks through, that we're able to fix it. So I'm really grateful for the little bit of money I've been making here on TikTok in the past week. It's not much. I've made like $20 last week, or 20 something dollars. But that little bit counts. So I'm forever grateful for you who watch my videos or purchase the things I share that I love. Because if I'm sharing something on here, just know I love it. But I did post on here a couple weeks ago maybe about all the debt we have and how much we're struggling, and how I wanted to make enough here on TikTok to pay off the debt. But I guess you can say I'm not super confident in my abilities with that. So now we have no savings. I have no wedding ring. This is an old band I got from probably Walmart, I think, that he got me, that I'm going to wear. And now we're finna go in here and we're going to pay them the money. And in 2 to 3 weeks, it'll be filed with the court. And then after 4 months, everything's going to be discharged. So here is to hopefully starting fresh, ruining our credit, but hopefully it gives us a little bit of a fresh start.
The number one rule of getting out of debt, you have to stop borrowing. You can't get out of a hole while you're digging out the bottom. You got to stop this. You got to say no more. Next time you need a car, buy a car with cash, or don't buy a car. Next time you get ready to go out to eat, don't. You're in debt. You need to be getting out of debt. Next time you get ready to go on vacation, don't. We're getting out of debt. We're getting out of debt. We're getting our life back. We've had it. I'm not living like this anymore. It's got to change. And I've done this for so long, and I've seen so many people win when they change their mentality away from culture.
Yo, let me know what you think in the comment. Like, share, subscribe, and see you in the next one.